Well, we are celebrating Black History Month this month here on the News at 4. Shari Baber, founder of Brown Like Me, and her daughter Ashika Olson joins us today to talk about the organization and its impact on the Black community here in Idaho, as well as to share a special recipe with us. Very nice to have you always on the show. So what are we doing today?
Okay, so today we are making homemade mac and cheese.
Okay, and there's a special reason for this because Brown Like Me helps here locally and helps with the youth as well. But there is a cookbook. Can you tell us a little bit more about the cookbook?
Yes, absolutely. Real quick. So behind my chair, one of the adopted kids came to me and said, "Miss Shari, I was away at college and they were talking about soul food, and I don't even know what soul food is." And so then we decided to add soul food cooking classes as part of our Brown Like Me tradition. So every season we teach them how to cook something that's considered soul food, and we add it to the Brown Like Me cookbook.
That's so exciting. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. We have some macaroni and cheese. Give us all the magic. What do we need to know?
Okay, so the very first thing you need to know is every recipe starts with a roux, and roux is just oil and flour. You melt your oil, get it hot, add your flour, stir it up, and then you start to add your liquid. So we've already started our roux, added our liquids, now we're adding our cheese. Prior to that, we already cooked up some macaroni, some elbow noodles.
Yes.
And so that's part of the recipe. So we're gonna go ahead and add the noodles to your baking dish.
Okay, here we go.
The recipe, you can find it at Brown Like Me on our website. It's downloadable, so you can download the whole cookbook yourself. Okay, so once you add your milk and your cheese and all that, and it's nice and sort of slurry, that's what we call it, slurry, like this, then you can go ahead and pour it on your already cooked noodles.
Yes.
And when you get done pouring it on your already cooked noodles, you top it with this cheese, and so we can go ahead and do that. We're gonna add our slurry.
That looks delicious.
Yeah.
While you're pouring that in, what do recipes like this one, or just including soul food to our community, what does that do to our community?
Okay, so here's the thing. You can always have conversation around a good meal. It breaks down barriers and gives people a way to relate to one another. And so food has always been a really big part of the African American culture and community, and we did a lot of things around the kitchen table, include learning how to cook. And so one of the traditions that we bring to Brown Like Me is the love and care that comes in the food that we prepare.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, and family seems to be just a very big thing in the community here in Idaho. Tell me a little bit more about why Brown Like Me exists and what's the importance of the organization.
Well, growing up in Idaho, there wasn't a huge Black community. We had one via church, but at school there wasn't as many Black people for me to grow up with. And so it was important for my mom, especially when I had children of my own, to create a community that just wasn't based on church, and that there was parents who needed a safe space to communicate with each other and a safe space for their children. And so it just ended up working out great to provide for the community.
Yeah, and really quickly, it looks like we've got some more steps here down.
Yep.
What did you do?
So the last step is the triple cheese. That one is the one that goes on top so that you have that nice brown crust on the top. So after you do all these steps, you put it in the oven for 45 minutes on 350. When you're done, you have that very beautiful finished product with a nice crusty cheese on top.
And you're looking at some of the ingredients right now, and that final product there looks so delicious. And one more time, for those that want to recreate this recipe, where do they go?
Okay, so Brown Like Me has a website. It's brownlikeme.org. If you go to the website, there is a tab you can click on that has the cookbook, and it is downloadable. So you can download it and make these wonderful recipes at home.
There's also events happening across the Gem State. Can you tell me what you guys are doing?
Yes, on this coming Thursday, we're at NNU for a basketball game. All the kids are going to come out and do the electric slide on the basketball court at halftime. And then on the 22nd, we have Braids and Fades at NNU. And then for Women's History, we are celebrating some of our great leaders here in the community for Women's History Month.
Well, thank you so much to both of you for being here and sharing this wonderful recipe with us and a little bit more about the organization. If you are just now tuning in, you can find this exact interview on our website at ktvb.com. We'll be right back after this.